Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So today is BookList Thursday, and BookList Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book, thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today's subject we have, let me consult my notes, make sure I'm saying the right thing, are books that have some sort of medical theme around them. Either they take place in a hospital, they follow a doctor or nurse, something like that. So I have actually a few, more than I thought I did, which is interesting. Actually, I just thought of one more. I don't know where it is though. So I know I have at least one more back there, but I think I have 6 books for you today total. So let's jump in. There's 3 memoirs I want to talk about. 4 memoirs. There's a lot of memoirs that I want to talk about. First one I have is Weekends at Belleville. This is by Julie Holland. This are compilations of stories and cases that Julie came across while she worked for 9 years as on the night shift on the psych ward, a psych emergency room. So it sounds like it's heartbreaking, sad, but yet it says an absorbing memoir laced with humor. So I think she kind of takes a lighthearted approach to it as she shares her experience working that shift for 9 years. So I'm really interested in that one. The other one I have is from a nurse's point of view. So it's called The Shift by Theresa Brown. She's a nurse, and it follows a 12-hour shift for her as she holds 4 different patients' lives kind of in her hands on the cancer ward, or the cancer unit at the hospital she works in. So 2 different perspectives, got a doctor and a nurse, psych unit, cancer unit. I'm sure heartbreaking yet interesting and informative. So I'm excited to read those. Both of those are on my tablet. The next one I picked up from Book of the Month. I don't even know what. Oh, July of 2020. I do like that they put that on the back. So this is The Beauty and Breaking by Michelle Harper. It says, a poignant and moving memoir, an emergency room physician explores how a life of service to others taught her how to heal herself. She's an African-American doctor, brought up in Washington, D.C., went to Harvard, and she works at a hospital in Philadelphia, and kind of what happens from there. So I've heard great things. I have that one. And then the last memoir I have to talk about actually kind of goes with another book I have on my shelves, which is down there, but we have The Great Pretender. The first book by Susanna Cahalan was Brain on Fire. So it was her experience of, she, I believe, had a virus, but it was misdiagnosed for a number of years as a mental illness, and so she wasn't quite getting the help she needed until a doctor finally realized what was going on. So I have Brain on Fire down there. This is the second book she wrote, called The Great Pretender, and this follows something that was done, an experiment that was done in 1973, following, what's our doctor's name? David Rosenhan. He convinced 7 people to pretend to have mental issues and somehow get themselves admitted to a psychiatric ward, and then have to somehow get themselves out. So it follows his study of those 7 or 8 people that committed themselves to mental hospitals. They had to prove their sanity to be set free. The undercover mission would change our understanding of madness forever. So very interesting book. I did read it. I even have tabs in here. So, but it still is on my mind. It was a really good book. Another Book of the Month book from November of 2019. And then the last 2 I have are fiction. So I have The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue. This follows a nurse. Her name is Julia Power. She works at a hospital in Ireland during the Spanish flu. So we follow her as she navigates 4 days of working in this unit of pregnant women who are also fighting influenza at the same time. Beautiful book. The parallels between how this was handled back then compared to what was happening now are uncanny. Propaganda, the masks, it was very, very interesting and a very well written book. I absolutely loved this book. Highly recommend Pull of the Stars. And the last one I have is one of my prettiest covers ever. It's The Queen of Hearts by Kimmery Martin. This follows two best friends, Zadie and Emma, as they were friends all through medical school. They both ended up being doctors. They both are married and have kids and are living this chaotic, crazy life. I think Zeta is a pediatric cardiologist and Emma is a trauma surgeon working at the same hospital. And then all of a sudden an old colleague shows up and he starts to put a rift and some drama into these friends' lives. So I've heard it's very similar to like Grey's Anatomy or ER or some sort of medical drama like that. I'm interested in it. I've heard mixed reviews though, so leave me a comment below what you think of Queen of Hearts. I'm still intrigued. I'm just not sure how to go into it, if I go in with high expectations or not. So that is my last book that is a medical themed book. I know I have a few others on my shelf here. I'm very intrigued in anything that surrounds kind of the medical community. It'll be interesting to see what kind of books come out after this pandemic and kind of see what memoirs are out there. It'll be interesting. So head over to Sarah's channel and see what she has to say for her medically themed books this week. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.